Hey guys, Zelonius here. Welcome to another video on the channel. In this video today, I'm going to be sharing with you my favourite attacking and defensive custom tactics and player instructions going into Team of the Season. So we're going to have the Community Team of the Season this weekend. I will be doing a promo review of it. I'll do a tier list for the Community Team of the Season once it's released. I'll talk about all the SBCs. Team of the Season hopefully is going to be hype. EA are changing the rewards, so you should be able to get much better rewards in Weekend League, in Division Rivals. So you're going to want the best tactics. You're going to want the best ways of playing to be able to beat your opponent. I've got you guys. I've got you covered. So this formation's one we covered last week. I've played with it a lot more since. I'm undefeated in rivals with it. I think I've won like I'm not in elite division because I've not been playing as much. Just to clarify, but regards, I went 10-0 in Foot Champs playoffs with it, and I lost no games in the last week playing it. In Foot Champs players 10-0, I conceded 2 goals. I'm scoring crazy amount of goals regularly. I think I'm like at the top end of Division 1 now because I started in Division 3 when I came back. And I won a game in Division 1 like 9-0 last night in this tactic. It's just insane. It's so good going forward. Even in the playoffs when I played some people that seem pretty good. It's just dominant. It is going to be the 3-4-2-1, so it's a bit of an updated version from last week. We're going to post about it today. We're going to do the tactics here, the custom tactics, the player instructions, explain it all to you. Then tomorrow, I'm going to show gameplay of it, show you how to use it in game, and I'm also going to be doing the April updated defenders tier list. So we always at the end of the month do a tier list for the best defenders, best midfielders, best attackers. Those are coming the next few days. Gameplay of this formation and the community team of the season. So just to keep you guys updated with what content I'm going to be doing the next few days. So this is the team. Van Basten actually surprisingly very good. It's rare we get a usable Van Basten card. He's averaging over 2 goal contributions a game. This is in Division Rivals. 5-star week for him. He's incredible value. One of the best finishers I've ever used in any FIFA ever. Which is saying a lot. I've used a lot of insane players over the years, so don't wrong. I don't think he's like some top tier card. There's a reason he's not worth crazy amount. But he's insane value when you bear in mind that he's how much is it altogether? I think it's something stupid like 130, 140k. He should be worth a lot more than that. Let's get into the tactics. So, as anyone who knows, who watches me regularly, I like to have 2 versions of a tactic set up. So here, we've got a balanced version, and then we've got a press after possession loss. I will explain both. But generally speaking, I start in the defensive one. It is not defensive, to clarify before someone starts saying that. It is just the way I use it is I put it in the defensive slot because that's all that they have in terms of the game plan. I don't ever play an ultra defensive tactic really on FIFA because it just doesn't work on these years. But honestly, this tactic is insane going forward. It's insane defensively, and we start in the defensive tactic there. It's quite an aggressive one though. The attacking is just a more aggressive version. Basic press after possession loss. Soon as we go a goal or 2 down, if we ever do, I switch to that and use that. So the tactic. I use auto offside traps. That's 72 depth. If you've ever noticed someone who seems to be spamming offside traps against you, it's probably not that they're doing it. It's probably that they've got 72 depth on. And when you've got 72 depth on, the game will make your defense do auto offside traps. I would say 90 to 95% of the time, they're perfect. Occasionally, if people don't switch properly and don't cover stuff, it can leave gaps and you can exploit it. So it's far from perfect. And if you think you're not very good at switching or covering gaps quick, maybe don't risk this. On old gen, it is not a thing. It is only on the new gen PS5, Xbox Series X. I think that's the latest Xbox. It's only on those versions of console. I don't know why, but that's just what it is. For the build-up play, we go balanced. I don't see any reason to go anything other than balanced, other than maybe fast build-up in an all-out constant press tactic. Direct passing, I would say 90 to 95% of tactics is the best way to play. In my opinion, I think pretty much every pro, top content creator would say this as well. I lowered the width a little bit. You can see there the formation. I wanted the players just to be sitting a little bit narrower. It worked really well. Players in box, don't want anything too aggressive. Corners, you don't need it too high. You just need a few big men in the box. In terms of the players you want in this formation, the ideal striker, obviously at this point in the game with the amount of good options there is 5-star, 5-star. Van Basten probably will not be played for me during TOTS because I can get better. I think he's really good value and I've had a lot of fun with him. He does have the 5-star weak foot, which is very nice, being able to finish on both feet. But like I say, you need to 100% be making sure that you can have the skills, the weak foot, be unpredictable. A lot of people don't play unpredictable in attack. And if you have a 3-star weak foot, I see people use strikers with that. I don't know how you're still doing that at this point in the game. You are very easy to predict because you can only go one way. If you don't have any skill moves, you're going to be a lot easier to predict. With the top players now, like even Van Basten with an engine is crazy dribbling. With R1 dribbling, you can still dance in the box, but it's a bit harder. The outside forwards, pace is important. And again, they're like the striker. You want 5-star, 5-star ideally. The wingers. Now, this is where people might have a different preference. You need pace for sure. Honestly, I like playing fullbacks who are very good at attacking. The perfect one in this would be Hakimi. Someone like the end of era Bale would be really good as well. But someone who can defend, very good going forward still, quick, good stamina. Lam and Davies are very good for this. Lam's a little bit limited going forwards, but he's got pretty good passing. He's solid enough on the ball. Like I say, Hakimi would be the best in the game for this role, in my opinion. For the centre mids, I want them to be pretty good all round. I've changed it a bit to make it a bit more attacking, where both of them are on balanced attack. You can play one more defensive-minded, so if you've got like a Vieira who's not as good going forward, you could go stay back. I wouldn't be against that. I do think you could use that as a means of allowing you to be able to be a bit more defensively solid. But yeah, you need at least one of these midfielders needs to be good going forward. You need support from the midfield. And then the 3 centre-backs, you're going to have pace, good physicality, good defending, the standard. Instructions, this is one of the big changes I've made. Stay central, stay forward on all the strikers, but I've changed getting behind to mixed attack. Don't get me wrong, at times getting behind is OP and will make some great runs. But I was finding more often than not, my players were making runs in behind when it just wasn't helpful. I was like, camped on the edge of the box. My players were like on the 6-yard line trying to get in behind and running behind. It just doesn't work at times. It's a bit broken. At times, you'll suffer not having it, but I think in general it's better to not use it. For the wingers, this is important. Come back on defence. That means when you defend, you set up as a back 5. That is going to make a big difference. That is one of the reasons this formation is so good. Because when you are defending, you are not defending like a 3-back. You are defending with 5 these and then 2 midfielders. Come back on defence, stay wide, get in behind. That makes them make good runs in behind. That's where the width comes from. You do need good stamina to do come back on defence and get in behind though. If you don't have good stamina, these guys are going to basically die and be useless in the second half. Cover centre is the only change on the centre mids. And then for the more aggressive tactic, we've put the depth at max. We've upped the width slightly just to stretch teams a bit, up the players in box. But in general, it is a very similar tactic. It's just going to play quite different because when we lose the ball, we're going to be in the opponent's face, very aggressive. In terms of instructions, maybe you could put one of these on getting behind, but I've left it still. Every other instruction, I don't know why he's on stay back. He was unbalanced. Every other instruction is going to be the same. I don't think really you need to change things too drastically. But honestly, this formation's amazing going forward. It's got so many options. It's got width. It's got 3 strikers. It's got midfield support. It's got brilliant defence with 2 centre mids sitting in front of your back 4 and 2 wingers who turn into basically fullbacks. It's so hard to break down. It's so good at keeping the ball. It is the best formation and custom tactic on the game this year, in my opinion. And it is also fun to use. Not something you can always say about meta tactics. I appreciate you guys watching this video. Hopefully it's helped you. Hopefully it's going to help prepare you for Team of the Season. We're going to get some good rewards, boys. Thank you for watching. Keep it spicy. As always, peace.